Alistair, there you are. Please leave us. So, you're not too unsettled by the situation here?
I spoke to Eliana. She has still not accepted my absence.
That's not surprising. She has suffered much since you left. She had toughened against the pain. But now that you are back, she would not know how to react.
I understand her anger. I pray for things to improve with time.
You are not the sole cause of her unhappiness. As I told you, Ileana took over managing the lands when your father began to fade. She moved heaven and earth to try to get River Spring out of this mire.
Our family has always served House Lannister with loyalty. What have they done to help us?
For 15 years your father refused to speak with them, but after his death, Ileana requested an audience with Queen Cersei Lannister. The audience did not go well, and the Queen will only help us once River Spring has a new lord at its head. So your sister worked towards this end. River Spring has belonged to House Sarwick for generations. Ileana has refused to marry a lord from any other house. So, the Queen has chosen a man for your sister.
Who is it?
Valar, your father's bastard son, your half-brother.
Valar? I left Westeros hoping never to hear that name again. It is out of the question for my sister to marry him. He shares our blood. How can the Queen condone a marriage which goes against nature?
You realize that if Ileana were to wed another lord, she would take her husband's name. Being a bastard, Valar has no family name. It was the only solution to keep River Spring for House Sarwick.
Why choose Valar for a suitor? What does the Queen want?
From what I heard while accompanying your sister to King's Landing for her audience at court, Valar distinguished himself through his exploits. I know that the Queen enjoys surrounding herself with strong, devoted men. That is the case for Valar. By giving him this gift, she ensures his loyalty and increases her power.
But Valar was just a squire when he went off to war with me. It would take more than that to be a suitor worthy of our name.
Seeing him return alone from the war, your father blamed him for your disappearance. No matter how much Valar claimed to work for the prosperity of House Sarwick, your father wouldn't hear any of it. He cursed him and chased him away from River Spring for good. Your half-brother was mad with rage and left seeking vengeance. Apparently, he spent several years at the Citadel, using education to compensate for his low birth.
A maester cannot become a lord.
He never became maester, but stopped at the rank of acolyte. He learned the art of war, studied the higher mysteries, and forged links. He was then thrown out of the Citadel several years later for studying the forbidden arts. He's been a sellsword ever since. His reputation spread quickly, and royal ears heard of him. In 2 years, he went from simple soldier to the Queen's Guard. He moves in the shadows. The nobles of the court fear him.
Valar. He has taken too much from me already. I cannot just stand by while he marries my sister.
There is something else of which we should speak. I would have liked to spare you this. I do not believe that your father's death was an accident. There are certain indications that lead me to believe that he was poisoned.
Are you sure?
Believe me, Alistair, I know this subject. The Strangler is a difficult poison to detect, but it leaves certain traces that cannot be caused by anything else.
And you have no idea who it could have been?
I am not certain, but there are rumors of a possible culprit.
Tell me who it is.
This may overwhelm you, but the rumors say that it is your younger brother, Garwin.
Garwin? He was but a child when I left.
He and Lord Reynold had some serious quarrels, and he disappeared on the very night of your father's death. We've had no news of him since.
Why? Why would he have done such a thing?
Maester Harwin! The people are rebelling. Rioting has broken out throughout the town.
With all of this festering discontent, it was only a matter of time before this happened.
Tell me, does the River Spring Guard have the situation under control?
For now, they are securing the entrances to the castle. Barricades protect us from a direct attack. But the streets are inaccessible to us. We have too few men. The guard is overwhelmed.
Who is behind this revolt?
I think I know who leads them. I crossed paths with a certain Tyrek when arriving, a rabble-rouser, telling the people to take up arms.
Tyrek? I heard some guards say that he was getting people worked up in the marketplace.
How did things get this far out of hand?
Well, the lords left the castle after the burial, with their fine clothes and all. Whereas the villagers are starving, all of this flaunted wealth must have pushed them too far. Everything erupted. The villagers began to attack the lords, taking them hostage.
You said that the revolt is being led from the main square. We must go there immediately.
Captain Ryman says that it's impossible. Our men are barely managing to keep them at bay at the castle doors. There are not enough of us to attempt an escape.
Where is Captain Ryman?
He is at the doors. He's the one that ordered the barricades.
7 hells! If Ryman deals with it, the revolt will end in flames and bloodshed.
River Spring has already suffered too much. I must join Ryman. River Spring needs me. I will not watch our land fall into ruins without acting.
Very well, but I beg you to be careful. You are a Sarwick. Act as a liege, Lord Alster, and know that your acts will have consequences.
I will do what must be done.
I am sure you will.
Well, well, look who's here. Dear Alistair. What have you come for, my good cousin?
I hope you're thinking more clearly than you were earlier.
I have no lessons to learn from a coward.
Let's not start that again. Ryman, I did not come here to fight with you. What can you tell me of the situation here?
We've almost regained control of the southern part of town. My soldiers are about to clean it out. But in the marketplace there are still skirmishes between rioters and people loyal to our cause. Nobles who came for the ceremony are still being held hostage by rebels on the docks in the northern part of town.
Very well, let's go, Ryman. I want to see this for myself.
Really? His lordship would like to see this for himself? Well then, I'd be happy to accompany you to see this. I cannot wait to see you reason with this gang of peasants. I hope that blade at your belt is not just for decoration. Here, take my flask. You might need it.
Open this damn gate! We'll die of hunger! Have the gate opened, or we'll set fire to your cursed castle!
Calm down. There is no point in going to such extremes. I am aware that things are not going well here, but burning down the castle won't make things any better.
So, what do you suggest? We are starving!
We are going to put a new tax on the nobility and their property. This will help us bring in food for those most in need. We just need a little time to put everything in place.
This isn't the first promise we've heard.
I know how difficult it is for you to get through each day, but everything will be done to improve your conditions as soon as possible.
Well, for once, noble corn will serve to do something other than deepening our misery. Come along, men! Let's go home!
Ah, there you are, Captain. We were about to execute these men. They must learn who's in charge here.
These people must have committed serious crimes if they are to be executed.
They were amongst the rioters. They must be guilty of something.
If you execute people without reason, the situation will only grow worse. Allow me some time to question them.
What shall we do, Captain?
These vermin don't deserve such kind treatment. But fine. Let's see what my cousin is made of.
Tell us why you're here, friend.
They started it. We just came to ask for something to eat.
Shut your mouth, scum! You killed one of our men in the port and you will pay for that!
What is this man being accused of?
My lord, this man was seen in the port, where the rioting broke out.
And you suspect that he is responsible for this unrest?
One of our guards was killed in front of the storehouse. Someone must pay for that.
This guard claims to have seen you at the port storehouse.
I was there with the others to demand food, my lord. But I'd already left when that guard got an axe through the head.
Let him go.
Very well.
This man was found near the dying body of one of our men. Look at him. He's pissed himself. You don't need more proof than that.
This man apparently killed a guard.
Everything leads us to believe it, my lord. We found him carrying an enormous knife.
What were you doing carrying a knife?
Well, because I'm an apprentice to the butcher in the marketplace, my lord. I use the blade in my work, nothing more.
Did you find him with the blade in his hand?
No, we found it in his pouch, but the blade was caked with dried blood.
Dried blood, you say? The blood would still be sticky and fresh if it belonged to our man. Let this man go immediately.
Very well, my lord. You're finally to die, you piece of shit.
I've nothing to do with all this. My lot kept out of it from the start.
I don't give a damn. You've been a pain in our arses for far too long.
What were you doing during the rioting?
I live in the inn overlooking the port with some friends. We haven't set foot outside since the revolt started. A group of armed guards arrived and dragged me off in the middle of a game of cards. So, that is River Spring justice, huh? Quick executions without reason?
For what crime do you wish to punish this man?
He belongs to an organized gang currently ruling over the port.
They hold the merchants to ransom. They all pay with coin or their lives.
We have good relations with the merchants on the port. They appreciate our protection.
Protection? Don't make me laugh. We finally have the chance to get our hands on him. River Spring will be better off without him.
Send him to the dungeons. The situation in town is too dire to let him roam freely.
Our friend already knows the way.
You're making a grave error, my lord.
You'll pay for what you did, whore.
I wish you had been in your squalid house as it burned.
What are you accusing her of?
She set fire to my house. I found the bitch admiring her work and celebrating.
Yes, I set the fire, and I'm proud of it. That monster deserves a lot worse.
If you set his house on fire, you do realize that a lord can cut off your hands for far less than that.
Oh, please, don't cut off my hands, my lord. Your guard there. He took advantage of the rioting to violate my little sister. I found her in tears, unable to speak.
You can't call that rape. The girl didn't even put up a fight.
I'll get you and make you eat your own shit.
Your behavior is the cause of all this. You are the only person here who deserves punishment. Send him to the dungeons while I decide his fate. And let this woman go.
I cannot thank you enough, my lord.
Are you done, my lord?
Yes, but no one is to take such decisions in the future without telling me first. Try to at least hear what they have to say before passing sentence. Is that understood?
Yes, my lord.
So that is how you plan to quiet the rioting? By getting the townsfolk to side with you?
Open this gate. I'm going to town.
Understood.
What is going on here?
There's an angry mob on the other side of the door. We closed the portcullis behind them. Ha! The idiots are stuck inside. But it should be fine. The door is strong.
Open this door immediately. We'll try to reason with them.
I'm not sure that would be very wise, my lord. They're pretty wild in there. But if that's really what you want to do...
Get open the door! Kill him!
Up there! Open the door for the captain!
Stop! Leave that man be!
We're just taking back what is ours. These cursed lords have made our life hard for far too long.
Perhaps you want us to slit your throats, like the vultures you are.
Looters caught in the act will be executed. I advise you to go home before this happens to you.
I won't risk my life for this shit.
Look at him cry, the idiot.
Many thanks, my lord. I don't know if I'd still be alive without your help. I think I can get into the castle on my own.
The town has gone completely mad. We must stop this as soon as possible.
You have to knock these idiots around to get them to understand.
I rather think that these people need something to believe in. I'm now beginning to understand just what the Master of Light expects of me.
Do not stay here if you don't wish to end up like him. I warned you. Spare me, I beg of you.
Did you listen to this man as he begged you for mercy?
But he just struts around in finery while we starve.
You should have thought twice before acting.
You saved me from a terrible fate, Alistair. I am ever so grateful.
What are you doing? This is no time to stand about. The town is rife with fire and bloodshed.
I know it better than most, my lord. I lost my 3 sons today. There's nothing to keep me here any longer.
I understand your pain, but suicide is not the solution. Keep hold of your life, and Relor's benevolence will soothe your soul.
Relor? What do you mean?
Relor is the warmth in your home, the comfort of a mother's breast, and the sweetness of a woman's words. Go to him, and the path will seem less dark.
Perhaps I...
The rebels control this area.
What are you going on about, Craven? You think you can restore order to the town by hiding like a little girl?
There are quite a lot of them, armed to the teeth in the marketplace.
Archers, listen to me. We will attempt to resolve the situation, but you'll have to move from here. Go position yourselves high on the roofs and balconies with a clear view of the square.
Do you hear him? Do what he says and quick about it. I think I understand your little plan, Alistair. The archers covering our backs will lend a bit of strength to our negotiations.
The archers will not fire, Ryman. Our sole objective is to make the villagers see reason.
You are completely mad. Nothing good will come of this revolt.
You'd better think well, Baker. If you're not with us, you're against us.
Please, Preston, just listen to yourself. We've lived in the same town since we were little.
What's going on here? Attacking the castle guards wasn't enough for you. You have to fight amongst yourselves, too.
Ah, there are the guards. Milords, we are faithful to House Sarwick, and we're trying to calm them, but it's impossible to make them listen to reason.
Traitors! You wish to continue living in squalor and eating only what the lords shit out?
Silence! I am the son of the late Lord Sarwick. Who is behind this revolt?
He's a merchant who works at the port, goes by the name of Tyrek. He's well respected by the people of River Spring.
At least he's one of ours. He suffers with us and fights with us. He's the only one who's dared to act while we die in squalor.
I understand. I will ask that food from the castle be distributed, but first you must stop this revolt.
You would do that? Swear by the Seven, and we will put down our weapons.
There would be no point. I do not believe in those gods.
We cannot believe a man who will not give his word. Men, attack!
We did everything we could to stop them.
I regret these deaths as much as you, but it would seem that this revolt must end in bloodshed.
As Tyrek has been telling us for a long time now.
When you see rot set in, you cut it out, quick.
Shit! The captain of the guard! Not a step further, or we will kill all of these lords.
Bastards! They're going after the burial guests. How do you want to proceed, Alistair?
People of Riverspring, I am Alistair Sarwick. Why are you attacking these innocent people?
We've been dying of hunger for years, while these lords and ladies with their jewels just strut around us like peacocks.
Start by letting these people go. Nothing can be resolved while you still threaten them.
Free them? You must be joking. The port's merchants are all penniless. We ask only for enough to buy new wares and reopen our stores.
Our lands are sick and the castle is low on coin. But these lords here are under my protection, and Riverspring will pay for their release. Ryman, hand them your purse. Eliana will repay you at the castle.
You have some guts. I'll make sure you repay me. Here, beggars. Now get out of my sight.
Thank you, Lord Alistair. You acted like a true lord.
Your talents as a diplomat are equal to your father's, Alistair.
Your compliment warms my heart, Garrison. You should take advantage of this calm to go home. The situation here should return to normal soon.
You're right.
You acted admirably, my lord.
What were you doing, ferryman?
The lords wanted me to help them leave the town, but these brutes attacked us before I could cast off the moorings. It's a good thing you arrived when you did. I didn't think I'd make it. Let me know if I can return the favor one day.
My Lord Sarwick, Tyrick, the leader of the revolt, has turned up at the castle doors. He will only negotiate with you.
The traitor finally shows his face. It's time to put a stop to this madness.
Do not take this man lightly. Guard, tell him I'm on my way.
Very well, my lord.
Open the gate. I'm returning to the castle.
Very well.
At last! The man who everyone is talking about? The famous Alistair Sarwick? We already spoke on the quay. You pretended you were just a foreigner, but now that you're with your guards, you finally show your true face.
This morning I was only a stranger, but the situation has changed and I have to act. You are the man who started the rioting which led to a full revolt.
You know nothing of our problems! Your family sits warm in your castle while we die of hunger in the streets!
You're right, Tyrek. He did nothing to help us today. His was generous, in his judgment, but he did nothing to stop the slaughter in the marketplace. And he preferred to use Riverspring's coin to appease his allies at the port.
I've made decisions which may seem unjust to you, but they were for the good of Riverspring. Our town is where it is today because ties with the lords of the Westerlands have been cut. To bring our lands back to health, we must gain the trust and support of the lords.
Alistair, you have proven your abilities as a leader. You were too lenient in your judgment. But you were able to suppress the revolt in the marketplace. And you paid our ransom yourself on the wharf.
May the lords of the Westerlands rest easy. From now on, I will do everything in my power to restore Riverspring to its former glory.
You disgust me. You reveal yourself for what you are. Despite your actions during the rioting, you defend the privileges of the lords. Nothing changes. The people will continue to die of hunger, while the lords feast.
During the rioting, the people of Riverspring did not die of hunger. They died by the sword, Tyrek. Do you not take any blame for having brought about these massacres? Riverspring has suffered heavy losses on both sides, the people and the guards alike.
The Guard will fight to the end for the survival of Riverspring, but your decisions did not help us at all. You've made enemies of the people with your excessive show of authority. You can't rule a town with the people against you.
The Sarwick family will keep order in this town, whether it pleases you or not.
Your rule only brings us hardship. The people won't allow you to go on like this. Take up your weapons, lads! Let's show them!
Stay out of this fight, Ryman. I'll put an end to this madness myself. It is for the masters of Riverspring to settle this. Enough bloodshed, Tyrek. Accept your defeat.
Defeat? I shall continue to fight as long as this town still starves.
I will rebuild Riverspring again if it costs me my life. And you will hear it all from the dungeons. Guards, take him away.
You succeeded, Lord Alistair. These riots very nearly destroyed Riverspring.
Harwin, you address me as Lord now?
Although you do not officially hold the title of Lord, you have shown that you have the soul of one. From this point forth, I shall address you as such.
I shall try to be worthy of your trust. The town may be appeased, but I could not please everyone.
It is difficult to lead. Your choices will always leave someone unhappy. The important thing is that you made decisions where others would simply let the situation deteriorate. The decisions you made today brought peace back to Riverspring. That is all that matters.
He is right, Alistair. I never thought I would say this, but Riverspring needs a man like you. It would be a shame for you to leave now.
Thank you, Ryman. Rest assured I do not intend to leave. Not anymore.
Good to hear.
Now that this matter has been taken care of, I would like to carry on our discussion regarding my brother, Gawain.
Not here, Alistair. It has been a particularly delicate matter since the death of Lord Reynold. Find me at the castle.
Understood.